Welcome to our deep dive into the world of going viral.
Oh, yeah.
Today we're going to be looking at what makes something go viral and then what happens when it does.
Right.
We have 4 fascinating articles and even some research
Oh,
to help us unpack this.
awesome.
I've always wondered if there's like some secret formula
Yeah,
to creating something viral.
I get that.
Is it just pure luck or...
Well, I can
Am I
tell
right?
you, there's no magic formula,
Okay,
but there are definitely some patterns and psychological triggers at play.
interesting.
Luck definitely plays a role,
Yeah.
but it's not just about luck.
Right,
You know, we often think of going viral as like hitting the internet lottery or something.
right.
But researchers, Berger and Milkman,
Okay.
they found some interesting factors that make content more shareable.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they analyzed thousands of articles from the New York Times.
Wow.
And,
So what did they find?
well, one key factor was
Right.
something they called arousal.
Arousal.
Yeah, basically content that evokes strong emotions.
Yeah.
Both positive and negative
Sure.
tends to get shared more.
So you mean like a video of a cute puppy playing could go viral just as easily as like
Yeah.
a news story about something really upsetting?
Exactly. It's about that emotional spike,
Gotcha.
regardless of whether the emotion is positive or negative.
Interesting.
So think about the last time you shared something online.
Yeah.
What motivated you to do that?
Huh?
Was it a heartwarming story, a
Right.
funny meme,
Yeah.
or perhaps a news article that made you angry?
I actually shared this video of a dog rescuing a kitten from a tree last week,
Oh,
and it totally blew up my feed.
nice.
Everyone was commenting on how sweet it was.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the power of high arousal emotions. We
Ah.
share things that make us feel something, whether it's
Okay.
joy,
Right.
amusement, or even anger and anxiety.
Yeah.
Berger and Milkman's research actually showed that articles that evoked these types of emotions.
We're far more likely to be shared on social media.
So it's not just about creating content that's like happy or positive.
Right.
It's about evoking any emotional response.
Precisely. It's about tapping into
Yeah.
those shared human experiences that resonate with people on a deeper level.
I see.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So where does that leave creators?
Hmm.
Does this mean they should intentionally try to manipulate people's emotions
Right.
to make their content go viral?
Yeah, that's where things get tricky, ethically speaking.
Yeah.
You know, there's a fine line between tapping into emotional triggers and, like, exploiting them.
Yeah.
This reminds me of what Danye Taylor
Okay.
went through.
Oh, yeah.
The creator featured in the 4 article.
Didn't she go viral on TikTok for her Things Black Girls Do series?
Yes, she did.
I love those videos.
They were hilarious.
Yeah.
However, she spoke about the pressure she felt after going viral
Really?
to keep creating the same type of content,
I see.
even though she didn't want to be pigeonholed
Yeah.
right, as just a comedian.
So going viral can actually put creators in a box.
Yeah.
That's kind of ironic.
Yeah, it can. And it highlights a tension that a lot of creators face, the pressure to cater to what they think will go viral,
Right.
even if it's not truly aligned with their authentic voice.
Yeah.
It's like being stuck in what the Ella article calls the algorithm trap.
Okay, break that down for me. What is the algorithm trap?
Okay, so it's basically the danger of over-optimizing your content for algorithms.
Mhm.
You know how social media platforms use these complex algorithms
Right.
to decide what content gets seen by the most users?
Yeah.
Well, it can lead creators to make content
Okay.
solely to game this system, even if it means sacrificing originality and authenticity.
So you're saying that instead of focusing on creating unique and engaging content,
Right.
creators become obsessed with figuring out how to like hack the algorithm to get more
It
views.
can feel that way.
It's like a race to the bottom.
Unfortunately, yeah,
That-
it can feel that way.
Yeah.
The article argues that chasing those algorithms can eventually lead to a lot of the content looking and feeling the same.
Okay.
It's a bit like fast food.
Interesting.
It might be tasty and satisfying in the moment,
Yeah.
but it lacks the depth and nourishment of a home-cooked meal.
I was just thinking about that. I've definitely noticed that a lot of the content I see on my feed is starting to feel really repetitive and kind of bland.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's copying each other, trying to fit into that viral mold.
That's the downside of getting caught in the algorithm trap.
Yeah.
It can stifle creativity
Right.
and lead to a homogenization of content.
Yeah. So how can creators break free from this trap?
Right.
How can they find a balance between staying true to themselves and creating content that will actually get seen?
That is the question.
That's a tough one.
It is. One creator, Alyssa Ashley,
Oh, okay.
actually ran into this dilemma.
Oh,
It's mentioned in the 4 article.
okay. Tell me more.
Well, Alyssa was known for her makeup tutorials.
Right.
She had a specific niche,
Mm-hmm.
and it brought her a ton of success.
Okay.
But eventually, she wanted to branch out
Oh, yeah.
and share other aspects of her life,
Makes sense.
like fitness and travel.
Yeah.
You know, she wanted to be more than just a makeup guru.
Because creators are multifaceted humans.
Exactly.
They're allowed to evolve.
Exactly.
I would be so bored if I had to stick to the same thing all the time.
Exactly. However, when she started to post outside her initial niche,
Okay.
she got a lot of backlash from followers.
Oh, no.
Yeah, who felt like she was abandoning them or changing too much.
Wow. So even though she was being authentic to herself and her evolving interests,
Yeah,
it kind of backfired.
it backfired.
Because she was deviating from what made her go viral in the first place.
It's a complicated situation.
Yeah.
It brings up a big question.
What's that?
Is there a way to reconcile authenticity
Mm-hmm.
with the demands of these platforms?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
We want to be genuine, but we also want our voices to be heard in
Exactly.
a very noisy online world.
You hit the nail on the head. It's a struggle many creators face.
So if going viral isn't always a good thing,
Right.
and getting stuck in the algorithm trap can stifle creativity,
Mm-hmm.
then what should content creators be focusing on?
Right.
What's the alternative?
Well, there's another article we haven't touched on yet,
Okay.
and it offers a different perspective.
Okay.
It's called Viral is Dead, Engagement is King.
Interesting.
I think it might hold the key.
Ooh, I'm all ears.
All right.
Let's dive into that next.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we were just talking about this article titled, Viral is Dead, Engagement is King.
Right.
What's the deal with that?
Yeah.
Is going viral really not all it's cracked up to be?
You know, it might not be, at least not in the long run.
Okay.
You see, this article argues that sustained audience engagement is a far more valuable metric of success than just fleeting viral fame.
Okay.
Think about it. Would you rather have 1 million views? Okay.
From people who just scroll by.
Right.
Or 1,000 engaged followers
Okay.
who genuinely connect with your content.
When you put it that way, I definitely choose engaged followers over fleeting views.
Right.
But how do you even measure engagement?
Right.
Is it just about likes and comments?
It's more than just the numbers.
Okay.
True engagement runs deeper.
Right.
It's about fostering a sense of community,
Okay.
creating content that sparks meaningful conversations,
Mm-hmm.
and building lasting relationships with your audience.
So it's about giving them a reason to come back for more.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If people are just watching your video for a few seconds
Right.
and then moving on,
Yeah,
they're probably not really absorbing the message or connecting with you as a creator.
precisely.
Right.
This shift toward prioritizing engagement over virality
Okay.
is actually mirrored in the world of journalism.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Denisova's research
Okay.
highlights how news outlets are moving away from just reporting the news.
And are instead focusing on creating engaging formats and building communities around their content.
So it's like they're trying to create a dialogue with their readers
Yes.
rather than just broadcasting information at them.
That's a great way to put it.
Interesting.
They're recognizing that it's not enough to simply get people to click on an article.
Right.
They want to keep those readers engaged and coming back for more.
Okay.
It's about fostering loyalty and trust.
I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. Engagement is about building something sustainable,
Right.
something that has depth and longevity.
Exactly.
It's not just about chasing that quick hit of viral fame.
Exactly. It's about creating content that resonates with people on a deeper level
Right.
and keeps them coming back for more.
Okay.
It's like the difference between a one-night stand and a long-term relationship.
Ooh, spicy analogy.
Aha.
Okay, I'm sold on the importance of engagement,
Good.
but is it even possible to be strategic about it? Can you plan for engagement the same way some creators try to plan for virality?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
And the New York Public Library's Insta Novels campaign
Okay.
is a perfect example of this.
You've mentioned that campaign a few times now.
I have.
Refresh my memory.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
So they took classic works of literature and turned them into visually appealing Instagram stories.
Wait, so people were sharing classic novels on Instagram.
They were.
How did they pull that off?
Well, they tapped into the power of visual storytelling
Okay.
and bite-sized content. Each chapter was presented as a series of aesthetically pleasing Instagram slides,
Okay.
making classic literature more accessible and engaging for a modern audience.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
So they used a viral format to spark interest in something
Right.
that might not have gone viral on its own.
Exactly.
But it was more than just a gimmick, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They had a deeper goal in mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Their goal wasn't just to get people talking about classic novels on Instagram.
Right.
They wanted to reignite a love of reading and encourage people to engage with the library's resources.
Awesome.
And they were incredibly successful.
Really?
Yeah. The campaign led to a surge in library card signups
Wow.
and ebook downloads.
So they managed to use viral content as a springboard to something much deeper and more meaningful.
It is.
I love it. That's what I call strategic virality.
It's a fantastic example of how to leverage the power of virality to achieve specific goals.
Okay, so if strategic virality is all about using viral content as a means to an end, how do we define strategic virality in a clear and concise way?
Right.
It's kind of a mouthful, isn't it?
It is a bit jargony, but it's a powerful concept.
Okay.
Think of it this way. Strategic virality is about going viral with a purpose.
Right.
It's about using the initial buzz to draw people in.
Right.
And then offering them something of substance that will keep them engaged and coming back for more.
So it's like using that initial spark of virality to build a fire that will keep burning long after that initial flame dies down.
That's a perfect analogy.
Okay, I like that.
You need that initial spark to catch people's attention.
Right.
But what really matters is what you do with that attention.
Yeah.
Do you just let it fizzle out, or do you nurture it into something more sustainable?
This is making me rethink my entire approach to content creation.
Uh-huh.
It's so easy to get caught up in chasing likes and views and all of that.
Yeah, but ultimately it's far more rewarding to focus on creating content that resonates with people, builds a community, and makes a lasting impact.
Yeah.
It's about shifting the focus from fleeting virality to genuine engagement.
Okay, I'm starting to get this.
Good.
So we've talked about the allure and potential pitfalls of chasing virality.
Right.
The importance of authenticity, the power of engagement, and the concept of strategic virality. Where do we go from here? What are some key takeaways for our listeners who are trying to make sense of this complex world of online content?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
But I think the first step is simply being aware of these different forces at play.
Okay.
Understand that going viral isn't always a good thing.
Right.
And that getting caught in the algorithm trap can actually stifle your creativity.
Yeah.
Focus on creating content that you're passionate about.
Okay.
Content that reflects your unique voice and content that offers genuine value to your audience.
So it's not just about creating content that you think will go viral.
Right.
It's about creating content that you're proud of.
Exactly.
Content that you believe in.
It's about coming from a place of authenticity.
Yeah.
And remember, it's okay to experiment.
Right.
Try different formats.
Okay.
Explore various platforms and see what resonates with your audience.
So don't be afraid to put yourself out there and see what happens.
Absolutely. And don't get discouraged if something doesn't go viral right away. Remember, engagement is the real measure of success.
Yeah.
Focus on building connections with your audience, fostering meaningful conversations, and creating a community around your content.
That's such an important reminder. It's easy to get caught up in the numbers game.
It is.
But at the end of the day, it's about connecting with people.
You got it.
Right.
And keep in mind that you don't have to do this alone.
Oh, that's true.
There are plenty of resources available to help you navigate the world of online content creation.
Okay.
From workshops and courses to online communities and mentors.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to reach out for support and guidance.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah, me too.
But before we wrap up, there's one more thing I want to touch on.
Oh, what's that?
Well, we've talked a lot about the positive aspects of viral content.
Right.
And how it can be used strategically to achieve meaningful goals. But we also have to acknowledge the fact that not all viral content is created equal.
You're right. We need to address the ethical considerations of viral content.
Right.
That's a crucial part of the conversation.
Yeah.
And we can't ignore it.
For sure.
Let's explore that next.
So we were just talking about how not all viral content is good content.
Right.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of something going viral.
Yeah.
But we also need to consider like the potential downsides.
Absolutely.
Right.
Like we've been saying, virality can be a powerful tool. But like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
So what are some of the ethical considerations we need to keep in mind when we're talking about viral content?
Right.
It seems like a bit of a minefield out there.
It can be. I think one of the biggest concerns is the spread of misinformation.
Oh, yeah.
We all know how quickly false or misleading information can spread online.
Right.
Especially when it's attached to something that evokes strong emotions.
It's like that game of telephone we used to play as kids.
Right.
The message gets distorted as it gets passed from person to person.
Yeah.
Except in this case, it's not just a funny mispronunciation.
Right.
It could be something that has real-world consequences.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the algorithms we've been talking about, while they can be helpful in connecting us with relevant content, they can also contribute to the spread of misinformation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they often prioritize content that's engaging, regardless of whether it's accurate or not.
So it's like the algorithm doesn't care if something is true or false.
Right.
Just cares if it's going to keep people glued to their screens.
That's one way to put it.
That's kind of scary.
It is a bit unsettling. It highlights the importance of being critical consumers of information.
Okay.
Just because something is going viral doesn't mean it's true.
Yeah.
We have to do our own research, check our sources, and be wary of anything that seems too good to be true or too outrageous to be believed.
And it's not just about misinformation.
Right.
There's also the potential for viral content to be used to spread hate speech, to bully or harass individuals, or to promote harmful stereotypes.
You're absolutely right. We have to be mindful of the potential harm that viral content can cause, both to individuals and to society as a whole.
Right.
It's not just about getting caught up in the latest trend or sharing something because it's funny or shocking.
Right.
We have a responsibility to consider the impact of our actions online.
So we need to be more conscious about what we create, what we share, and how we engage with viral content.
Exactly. It's about being responsible digital citizens.
It sounds like it all comes back to that concept of engagement we were talking about earlier.
It does.
It's not enough to just passively consume content.
Right.
We have to be active participants in shaping the online landscape.
I couldn't agree more. We have a responsibility to engage thoughtfully.
Okay.
To call out harmful content when we see it.
Right.
To support creators who are using their platforms responsibly.
And to use our own voices to promote a more ethical and compassionate online culture.
It's a tall order.
It is.
But I think it's worth striving for. If we all do our part, we can harness the power of virality for good.
Exactly.
We can create a world where online spaces are places for connection, creativity, and positive change.
That's a beautiful vision, and I believe it's attainable.
I agree.
We just have to be mindful and intentional in our actions.
Well, I think that's a great place to leave our deep dive into the world of viral content.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from the psychology of sharing to the ethics of virality.
We did.
I hope this conversation has given our listeners some food for thought. And empowered them to be more conscious consumers and creators online.
I hope so, too.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time, keep learning, keep creating, and keep connecting.
And keep it viral.
Yes.
But keep it ethical.